Hello, good evening, and welcome to Speed Gaming 4. We've got more Link to the Past Randomizer League. Tonight, we are in the middle of Week 3 with Casual Boots. We've got Leftovers Forever with Days Cloud versus Mr. Aaron Snerd of the Rando Toddlers. I am Radical Sniper 99, or Jesse, joined by Kaysden, with Hugo doing our tracking tonight. Hey, Kaysden.
Hey, how's it going, Jesse?
Oh, I'm doing great. You know, this is fun week. Tough week. It's fast, which is good. And we get the straight up
scary week
to start. Yeah. Don't expect very close races this week, unfortunately, at least in my own opinion. I don't know about you, Kaysden.
You know, it can go either way. I think it really just depends on what decisions are made. Yet they make similar choices, or if the seed makes things really obvious, it could be very close.
Yeah. This is definitely one of those modes where
be going here.
Yeah, this is one of those modes where, you know, if somebody makes a reasonable choice that's just completely wrong, you can get burned hard.
Yeah, for sure.
But we do get a heart piece out at the start. Now, with this being Casual Boots, we start with the boots, we start with the sword. And you got to do the escape sequence, rescue Princess Zelda, and all that fun stuff. Apparently, Princess Zelda is rescuing herself.
That's a different Zelda from a slightly different universe, so, you know, it kind of makes sense.
Is it a different universe or a different timeline?
Tomato.
Okay.
The continuity of the storyline of this game, I know there's a whole thing, but it's kind of sketchy at best.
Yeah. And it does sound like we are currently going with the Grand Pool World 2 MSU over on Aaron's side. Definitely a great MSU. I know you and I are both big fans of that one, Kaysden.
Yeah, I've used that one a ton. I tend to flip between that and the F-Zero myself. I think they're both really good for these faster modes, just kind of keeps the energy up.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a mirror today. That'd be great. Let's make this escape even faster.
Get us out of the escape and into the decisions.
Yeah, that's what we're really waiting for, is just, you know, let's get out of the... Or
even if escape wants to, you know, give us an item that gives us something to think about. But right now it's just kind of going through the motions and just an execution race at this point.
Yeah, I mean, the question is, out of escape, is there really any decision to even make, in your opinion?
Depending, unless you get, like, if you get a bow or something, you could do a beeline straight to Eastern. There is the kind of alternate water walk opening, avoiding CAC or delaying CAC, rather. Like, that's about the only decision most people make, maybe whether you check the lumberjack tree or not. So there's a few things.
Yeah, just unfortunately none of those things seem all that appetizing.
So far, no. With no bombs, the water walk does not make sense. They usually show up by the time you're out of Sanctuary, but it's definitely possible that they don't.
Aaron just about a room ahead here as we head towards the back of Escape. Both runners at good pace anyway. Yeah, unfortunately, even that glove really doesn't give us much option-wise. Unless you want to grind out money, you got a great way to do that.
Yeah, you really hard commit to the early Zora play. Not the best choice, but it is an option.
I mean, just think, if it becomes a terrible Zora seed, then at least we have ways to get money.
Yeah.
We've seen worse.
Oh yeah, I've played worse. I've played those seeds where you get flippers, you don't get a glove, and you don't get any money, and then you're forced to go do Zora somehow.
Yeah, entering today, both teams at 6 points on the season, so evened up as we are in week 3. Is this their first game? I haven't checked that one. Oh no, this is game 2 between the teams. Jon Snoo and Chimo played earlier this week already to put us at this position. Aaron out a little, about a 5:13 or so. Days only a few seconds behind, so not bad.
It's about as close to neck and neck as you're going to get. And still, we haven't seen anything but money, really.
Yeah.
Money and a glove.
Wonder if we'll get some bombs before CAC, or people are going to make the play for the bonkable rocks outside of the CAC fortune teller. But our tier 2 tree pull, just small magics, so still nothing. Unfortunately, dazed, angering the crow, so not able to go and get that done, but is going to set up for a tier 1. And just some bombs on our lumberjack ledge. Not important, but I'm sure our runners are like, why couldn't I have those?
Yeah, I mean, there's ways to get bombs since we have boots, but I think it's more also that you just know now you don't have to come back to that ledge.
But we'll just get teased with a lamp that says maybe this is Aga.
You're going to do Aga anyway.
Gotta say, Aaron's early movement here has been a little cleaner than dazed. Both runners not doing anything wrong, really. Just, feels like Aaron's getting through a little bit faster through some of these checks.
Yeah, and here's those free bombs.
Yep.
And it looks like Aaron's going to go for at least 2, which I like.
Although dazed on the tier 1 pull, nice.
Yeah, I gotta say I like the tier 1 pull a little better there.
Yeah, no, that's a smart play there. Daze getting that extra, realizing you're guaranteed to pretty much get a kill on your way into Kakariko or into the Lost Woods on that bush crab. And just saying, yeah, duo tier 1, which definitely saved time over Aaron doing the bonks.
Yeah, it definitely did.
And now we're just a hammer or mitts from Dark World as we get our Moon Pearl.
Or a cape or a sword.
I mean, I was trying to hesitate a little bit on that one. But yeah.
We can watch the world burn. It's fun. I'm not playing the seed. Might as well be an Aga seed.
We got 2 pendants and a 5/6 crystal. Our pendants are Eastern and Hera, with that 5/6 down at Desert.
Still no real other clues as to what that lamp is trying to tell us. Could be for the mountain, it could be for Eastern, could be for Aga.
I mean, do you consider even going up the mountain? Or like how soon do you even consider going up the mountain with nothing really for it?
I wouldn't necessarily hate going up there quick because you do get the save and quit.
Oh, never mind.
It's not a
That answers that. Days Cloud finding the hook shot in Chicken Hut.
Yeah, now you go up there right away.
Yeah.
But I mean, even without the hook shot, like just getting the save and quit and a couple checks with boots and spin speed, it's not that bad. Like I don't hate doing it.
Emo in chat saying, no, that hook shot is clearly for East Arc World access. And you know what? I can't disagree. I mean, it's a good point.
Why not both?
Yeah, it's East Death Mountain for East Arc World.
It's East Death Mountain to get your cape to go kill Aga to go to West Dark World.
We can just give them a sword, right? I mean,
Fighter Sword Aga Tower is more fun to watch.
You know, I don't disagree there. It is kind of nice to watch people deal with that.
I'm not playing. It doesn't bother me.
Surprisingly, Aaron going after the blind race game poll.
I know a lot of people like to do it blind when you do have such a sparse CAC with not getting a whole lot.
Yeah, I have heard that theory that says nothing in CAC means race game's going to have everything.
I think that's a bit of a kind of a confirmation bias kind of thing, but I totally get the mindset of it. I personally tend to stick with I'm checking it every time. I'll take statistics over how it feels.
I was getting a little worried there with that bomb throw from Days. I was like, that's really close, but still close enough to get that. I was like, that's your last bomb, buddy.
I like this play from Aaron. This is something I would do.
And there's some bombs for Dazed. Yeah, I know you and I have talked a lot about this difference between Agina or something else. So we'll see if this pays out for Aaron at all.
I just really like getting the knowledge of what's on the ledge. Getting over here with boots is quick enough. It doesn't take that much time. And that way you avoid last locating potentially go mode at Agina's cave. Because I've been burned by that so many times that it's worth 30 or so seconds to me.
Yeah, I think everybody's kind of got their horror stories, and just $20 this time. Dazed is going to give us the water walk. We are pretty rich, so good call here. Definitely gonna we'll see how we decide to route that. Gonna skip Hobo for now.
I like it.
Yeah, I done the play to Hobo first earlier today, and yeah, this is probably the quicker way to do it.
Just the swim back from Hobo to that portal, not even counting the danger of getting hit trying to get into the portal that feels like it's only 2 pixels wide at times.
Yeah.
I just like using the water walk the whole time and not having to give that up.
Yeah, question in chat about the music replacements. Nice return on investment, by the way. These are called MSUs. If you're in the to the Past Randomizer Discord. There's a whole tutorial on how you set them up. There is tons of them. You can get a full list of all the different MSUs currently developed. We have an approved set for SpeedGaming. And both of our runners, I believe, chose approved MSUs. So later on in the race, we might get a chance to swap over to Dazed music as well. But Dazed is going to give us Saha for the Master Sword and a bottle.
That is not a combination you wanted to see right now.
Yeah, that's 2 checks to make.
And
And,
Dazed
you know, I was
doing the sensible thing, saying, I don't care about either of those. Most likely going to the mountain here. Might be
Yeah.
checking the bottle, but I would expect him to go to the mountain.
It's a bit of a run to get back to CAC to then probably head to the mountain. So,
Yeah.
you know, I will say, did Dazed talk to Saha? I missed it, but I see a mark off of Pod.
I see a mark on our tracker, so I missed it as well, but it looks like it must have.
And I love that. When you have 2 pennants in Light Worlds that are not green, talking to Saha, it's like you don't even have to consider doing a map check now in Dark World if you really don't want to.
Even if you do, just if all you're looking for is 2 red crystals, it does make it faster.
You do get to see.
Magic on top of
Yeah.
the rock. And yet
Okay.
more money inside.
So if we do not find Dark World access up here on Death Mountain, are you rushing Aga or are you going to Eastern?
Personally, at this point, especially in Dazed situation with how much he's cleared already, I'm going straight to Aga. I could see an argument going either way, but you have a hook shot and a glove to go do things in the Dark World. You have your Moon Pearl. More than likely, that's the play. It's a gamble, but I think either way you go, you're gambling. Never mind.
Yeah, never mind.
That question is now irrelevant.
Are you checking Hera now? New question.
Probably. I probably would.
I think if anything, I'm checking, you know, maybe
Unless
the
if a
basement.
mirror
the
shows
first.
up here, I probably wouldn't. But I would
Yeah.
at least check the basement and probably Herapot and do the top chest and the boss big chest, depending if we have a key or not. I'm not doing the basement. Not in this situation. If I don't get the big key, I might not even climb because you could end up getting nothing that way.
Hey, there's our boots. And Dazed is saying no. I don't want to even look at Hera. Like,
That's
there's no
totally
way
fair.
Dazed is coming back up.
No, I think once you do this, you're committed to doing this. You have Dark World access. It's time to go. Be curious to see what Aaron does here.
I will say I'm surprised by Dazed's decision here on Dark World start.
And I think that's just our own biases because we tend to
Oh, yeah.
never do this. But like knowing Days knows already that this is a crystal, so I totally get it. Like I think it makes a lot of sense. Just let's go beat a dungeon that we can clear, or apparently let's go into Skullwoods first. Probably just gonna do this into Thieves Town, loop around the Hype Cave.
Yeah, and I think part of this is also looking at maybe, you know, saying, hey, if I can get the bow, I can route to pod.
Right.
Or like
You
I
just
would
make a
know by the
foot
time
loop.
I get there if I want to do pod.
Right.
And Aaron's into Hera.
Be very curious to see what's in here.
Yeah, this is kind of what we went back. We said at the beginning, you know, it's as simple as a choice here, a choice there can just change this whole mode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the being a little more thorough on Aaron's side, that could benefit him or it could burn him. He could just be doing a dungeon that Dazed never has to touch. There's a small key we didn't want to see. And we're going to hope the second item is here on Moldorm.
I don't think we've really seen anything out of Skull either.
Oh, we did get a mushroom out of the map chest.
Oh.
And a blue cane. There's our both our items. So that'll just be a quick go mode later on.
And we've got a basement.
We got a red crystal skull, and I did not catch where the other one is.
The other one was in Light World
really
at Desert.
fast. It was in Desert. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't catch it. It wasn't there.
But we're gonna get that scouting of our bumper ledge, just a heart container, and yeah, Daze doesn't need any heart containers at this point, right? 6 hearts, blue mail, easy.
Aaron going right into back in for the basement, hoping to find something in here.
Yeah, if there's nothing here in Hera, then it can be a real difficult race to already come back from. As Daze does find the Bombos medallion. And Aaron is setting up for the Death Worm.
Strategic damage here.
Yeah, he wants Spiral still. And we get the flute out of chest game, so already Village of Outcasts paying out quite a bit.
And look at that. That could be huge.
Yeah.
That could be absolutely huge.
Massive find for Aaron with that mirror. You know, if that wasn't there, we're talking this is Dazed is in the driver's seat. Now Aaron finding huge progression. And when does
I don't
Dazed
know when
go back?
Dazed goes back for Hera at this point.
And even if you go back for Hera, do you do the basement? Like,
it's really going to depend how much you have left in the game. Like when you make that call later in the game, it's hard to say. If you don't have anything left, like it'll be pretty obvious to do it. But
look at how much
Samaria
he keeps,
here at Thieves
like,
Town.
Dazed keeps finding things. Like if Dazed gets mitts,
Yeah, if Dazed gets mitts, that could be big trouble.
Yeah, I think what you're hoping for is if you're a fan of Leftovers Forever, what you want to see for them is Mitts and Swamp Palace might be the best case.
Or any mirror locked check.
Yeah. So Aaron going to give us the south route starting at hype. Or decidedly not hype, as it were. Yeah.
I mean, you got a heart container out of it, so it's worth a 1 out of 10 maybe.
That's being generous.
I'm trying to be.
I know. I don't blame you.
It was really nothing.
Yeah, I mean, we're really kind of looking for something to be locked behind that mirror.
Something
that
substantial.
Yeah. Because really, Dazed is just gonna, like... Luckily, we haven't seen the mitts yet, but... I mean, we haven't seen flippers either, so...
Yeah.
And of course, the other piece of this is, does Aaron stay in this, like, in his current clear state? He's definitely doing a little bit more. You know, he went and did hobo before hitting some of the checks.
Yeah, he's been very thorough.
Yeah, so, like, if he continues on this thorough streak, it could come back to bite him if, you know, Dave starts making certain plays.
The problem is, if Dazed starts making some of those risky plays, the question comes back is, like, one of the most obvious skips is Hera Basement.
Yeah.
When does Dazed go there? So I still see that playing into Aaron's favor.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the big thing also to consider with this Hera Basement is, like, the amount of time it takes to get to Hera, I feel like plays in the favor of you doing the basement.
It does.
Like, we know you're not going to have a mirror to get back to Hera, so... But down goes blind for Dazed Cloud.
And yet more money.
And really nothing out of Thieves Town. So if we're going to have progression, you're going to have to dive an incompletable dungeon right now.
I mean, we got the flute and was in VOO, right? And Samaria. It's really just a matter where the gloves. Then Dazed is going to have...
Yeah, it's looking like we're going to have Meyer soon. And yes, who was pointing out in chat, Aaron skipped half magic. I don't know what to say.
This is going to be real nice for Aaron, having that mirror to activate the flute whenever he wants.
Yeah. You know, I just realized we have another condition in this seed. How about some Mimic Clippers?
Yeah, that is a thing.
This could be a potential bolus seed. I don't know how proficient either of our runners are with GT Mimic Clip, but you could get away with it potentially.
Good. What was that? The main tournament, Fall 1 that did that, and everyone was real happy about that.
And I think a lot of people decided to learn Mimic Clipping after that. So Aaron's going to work through Thieves Town next. Dave's cleaning up the rest of this intro Dark World route. But I have to imagine Daze is going to probably continue to Pyramid, and then it's a question of Catfish or Pod.
Personally, I'd be tempted to go to Catfish just because you have a flute to get back to Pod. you don't do it now, I'm not sure when you're going to do it.
Yeah, and technically, Dazed having done Zora, there's no real push for those checks either.
We're going to get at least the pyramid, it looks like. Be a little bit easier of a call with the mirror, but even without it, like a save and quit to a flute to 5 is not much worse.
So yeah, we are getting the catfish, and Aaron's working his way through the hellway of Thievestown. And we got a boomerang. And this looks like it's going to be the flute activation.
Yeah. I feel like Dazed is already starting to have a kind of a combination of running out of options and just having Hera kind of sneak back into his mind.
Well, the question is, you know, how much do you
Because we
want to
got
push
pod.
Eastern Pod?
Like, I feel
'Cause
like
I
if
think
you do
those-
one, you're probably doing the other unless you find bits.
I feel like those are our only 2 checks.
Yeah. 2 pendant dungeons as your biggest options is not a great feeling.
Oh, and Dazed had not done Sick Kid earlier.
No, 'cause no mirror.
Was our first bottle in Dark World? I thought his first bottle was in Saha.
I think it was either in Dark World or on the mountain. Maybe it was Saha, I don't remember. Hugo saying Aaron's first was in Hype Cave.
Yeah, I know why Aaron would have gotten it at a better point. And we are going to get fake powder here on Dazed's side. So he's thinking mushroom turn in as well.
Yeah.
Dazed going, I think, a little in the opposite order at first, but does remember Samaria to the mushroom and fake powders for.
A fire
Wow.
rod. That's pretty big.
Yeah.
That's what Days needed, really. Because depending where that powder is, that could be a thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad places powder can be in this seed. Powder is just one of those things, and like we so rarely get to talk about like a fake powder paying out, but this is one of those times.
Yeah, I'm not. I used to do it a lot. I've stopped because it is a pretty slow check, and I feel like every time I do it, I just get $20 or 10 arrows or something. But when you do get something big like that, that's a huge payout.
And since Dace has that flute, he is going to hit Agina. I think he's realizing how slim his pickings are at this point.
Yeah. Slim or a couple of big time investments for pendant dips.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not the seed of just picking a nice, easy pendant and hoping that it works nicely for you. This is, you know, going all in on long pendant dives.
I'm going to guess this is a pod play by Dazed. He's maybe Eastern, but yeah, this is going to be pod.
It's a little bit more profitable. He does have the bottle, so he's got an easy camera unlock.
It is, but having the information here, I think worst case scenario is starting to look kind of likely that Mitz could show up here.
Well, and Kaz, and I know you, PED doesn't exist, but
no,
we're a bow away.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a PED.
I know, but does that benefit either of our runners here?
I think that's best case scenario for Dazed. Just because it'll force back into Tower of Hair and at least give the option to try and get that mirror again. But it would come down to the decision made at that point.
And we are not bow locked in Palace of Darkness. Or at least not bow locked yet.
Yeah. There's a few places that could lock us, but might be finding out here if Dazed does Mimic Clip or not. I'm not sure if Dazed has any potions in those bottles. I think he's got a blue. One of them.
Yeah. And we are going to get to see Graveyard Legend King's Tomb from Aaron. So, the question of does the mirror lead to anything yet? It hasn't, but we're getting to that point where
there's the powder. So it leads to the fire rod. Unfortunately, the mirror is also required for Swamp, so Dazed is not going to be bypassing that mirror.
And we are not bow locked in pod, at least to get to the back. But King's Tomb, not an answer on this seed either, so... Yep, and Dazed setting up for his camera unlock. Very nice.
The mystery of Mimic Clipping will remain for a little while longer.
And Aaron trying to go for a kern jump here.
Using some good sword slash timing there to get that first try. I'm a big fan of that. Big fan of that tech.
And we get the peg clip there from Dazed getting up to the top half. So nice show of tech from both of our runners here. And there's the mitts.
There are the mitts. That's going to give Dazed an awful lot to do.
Yep.
And Aaron is just really continuing with this thorough overworld check.
Yeah, I get it a little bit for Aaron is like at this point, what's his option?
Like, I almost feel like
pendant dive question that Dazed went through.
Yeah, and they're kind of in the same situation where Aaron is overclearing with what he's found with the mirror. Dazed now is presented with the big risk of overclearing with the mitts, looking for the mirror, both being required, but unfortunately one unlocks a lot more checks than the other.
And there's the book. I mean, that helps Dazed, I guess, in incentivizing maybe Ether Tablet a little bit.
Maybe?
I know I'm grasping
it makes it a little better, but like that's I mean, like, best case scenario is like something needed on Ether Tablet, like Ice Rod or something. Or flippers. Flippers on Ether Tablet would be really good for Days, because that could at least keep him out of Ice Palace.
I don't know. How much do you invest in the idea of not worrying about flippers for ice?
I mean, look at what Days needs. Ice Rod, bow, technically, flippers, and a mirror. If Dazed can find that bow, then you're not going to go to ice looking for flippers and a mirror. I wouldn't think. I guess the mirror could still be there, but when you know there can only be one item in there, I think you're less likely to go.
Aaron into Palace of Darkness as well. Gonna get his mitts shortly.
Yeah, as soon as Aaron gets those mitts, he's going to be on a wild dungeon clearing spree.
And I haven't seen anything really out of Desert Palace, so...
I haven't seen anything yet. It's just been empty.
And I did see in chat, you know, the mention of, hey, that book did open up Pyramid Fairy for Days. I don't know, do you chase Pyramid Fairy since you don't have powder? Like, you know that's a little further down your logic chain now?
I don't chase it too hard, but I think you are thinking about it. You gotta kill both of those, Aaron. Well, we're gonna find out here if Aaron's gonna be doing the mimic clip. I've never seen it done that way.
Wait, what?
I
What, Aaron?
I don't see any reason why that wouldn't work. It works the exact same way, just different inputs, but okay. I've never done it that way, and I've never seen it done that way.
Yeah, I've never seen somebody clip a mimic along the bottom wall.
I don't know if there's any advantage or anything to it. I think it's just, like, I'd be curious. I'm almost curious now, like, does it take the same number of pixels to clip him that way versus the other?
Yeah. And Days finishing off Desert is now just going to go straight for Mire. Reasonable play,
Makes
has all the
total
equipment.
sense.
Just a question of, is this an accessible dungeon? And that
It
is
is.
Quake, so yep. That's another crystal available for Dazed.
Days just... Oh, I guess he had iframes. Didn't see the flashing on
Yeah,
the
Dazed jumped into
restream.
the water.
I thought he frame ruled those sparks. I was like, okay. That's something new, but yeah, no, that's just not seeing the iframes from jumping in the water. That's good heads up play to get those iframes to be able to do that. Should start seeing if there's going to be anything here in Meyer here pretty soon.
Yep.
There's a
Well,
bottle.
there's our... Hey, quick early first item. Checkerboard not having anything either. So the mirror check's really only leading to powder so far. And it looks like Aaron's going to join Dazed into Misery Mire first. So we're getting cutscene as Aaron's also working through all these checks. Aaron going with the, I guess the potential for the Hovermire. Not exactly great equipment for this Vidi fight, by the way, coming up. And I kind of just realized, Aaron without the fire rod, so doesn't matter if he does desert or mire first. He's not going to be able to spooky either way.
Yeah. This is going to be kind of curious when Aaron gets around to doing the bat for that fire rod.
Well, and that's the thing, like, if we get flippers soon, like, does Aaron even just say, you know, I'll go do ice without fire rod? Like, I've got Bombos.
I mean, I think it's perfectly reasonable to do that. I would expect him to, honestly. I think the biggest fear is, would he even consider doing TR without the fire rod, assuming he can get very far? That could be the scariest thing for Aaron. That could be best case scenario for Dazed if Aaron did decide to go that way. Like if Ice Rod turns up, do you make that call? Because when does DDM start looking appealing? And then if you can get in and you have an Ice Rod, what do you do?
Right.
I think Dazed was shooting just a little high there for that spooky.
And Dazed still has a little bit of magic, but with that cave, just gonna park here and let that magic drain super slow and maybe have enough to get through all the eyes. Yep, and there we go. All the way through all the eyes. Dazed gonna switch over to Hammer. Nice rhythm so far. And good kill of Vidi over on Day's side.
You know, Vidi is one of those bosses that is just not fun to do without a bow.
I mean, give me Tempered Sword or Butter even. I'll be happy to do that fight.
Oh, yeah. With Butter, it's a joke. With Tempered, it's not bad. It takes a few extra slashes or some spins or something, but it's still not terrible. But Master Sword's no fun.
Okay, so Dazed is back on Death Mountain. Yep, this is a Death Mountain play. The question is this DDM only, or is... Like, I gotta think Dazed is going, I don't have Mirror, I need to check Ether Tablet. Is that gonna be enough for Dazed to say, I gotta go into Hera here, because if I don't, I'm never coming back?
Yeah, the big question is it's two questions. Do you go into Hera? I think the answer is a definite yes. But basement. Do you go in, do you get your one item with a Hera pot and say that's good enough? Or does Dazed have little enough left? I'm trying to think what else is there. You don't have a mirror, so you have to do this before DDM. Like, do you decide to do basement, or do you decide, well, it's probably just in Hookshot or Super Bunny or even TR at this point?
Well, and I hope part of the decision here is, like, you know, back to the logic of that Fire Rod saying, yeah, I could possibly get into TR and do some big damage, but I don't know if it's worth it when I don't have logical powder yet.
Especially with how long it takes to get back to Hera. Oh, we're going to find out here in a couple minutes. Meanwhile, Aaron finishing up his Vidi fight.
Yep, and is gonna be doing Desert next. Unfortunately, Aaron's just not gonna have the greatest of equipment for his Landmo fight.
No,
rods.
really not. It's just gonna be hammer and some sword spins. It's really,
yeah.
I mean, if he had picked up that half magic, he could throw on Blue Cane and make pretty quick work of it. That's a tactic I'm pretty fond of when you don't have anything better.
Okay, down goes Moldworm over on Day's side. And here's kind of the moment of truth.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very big point in this race.
If Dazed goes right back in, like, this is still anyone's race.
If Dazed goes right back in, I think Dazed, I was going to say, I think Dazed would be ahead if that's the case.
Oh, but Dazed leaving. So, once again, Aaron kind of in control.
That's what I was afraid of.
Yep.
Like, you have all of DDM. Now, if you find an Ice Rod here, it's going to send you into TR, right? It has to, I think.
Yeah.
Do you go into TR here without an Ice Rod if you're Dazed? Because we can't get in.
We can get in. See, my problem with going in here is, like, this is one of those spots where, like, I would have done ice. Even without logical ice access, I love the flipperless ice play here in case just something like Ice Rod's there.
Just assume your flippers or your powder or whatever was up here, and it's just an extra mountain climb you didn't need to do.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I do like playing aggressively away from the mountain.
Because, you know, like, how many times do you see something like flippers and TR for Ice Rod in Ice Palace. Like, it just, those kinds of things happen.
They do.
You know, and you know, you could say that the opposite happens where like or like Swamp Palace has your Ice Rod and there was no avoiding it, but you know, if you can, you at least take the shot. Yeah, it's very interesting with this the fire rod, you know. Dave's getting it out of logic and Aaron has not returned for it for the check, so
it looks like we're going in.
And from Dave's perspective, you know, it's just, hey, your powder was in Eastern.
What if you just find a bow here? That's just going to send you off to Eastern after this, further away from the mirror.
And here's the play for Ice. For Aaron.
Like
so the only thing I don't like is the fact he still hasn't gotten his fire rod.
That's true, but at the same time, like, you got to do Ice. You have Samaria. You can...
This dungeon doesn't get much quicker.
Yeah,
you just can have better equipment for the fight.
Full clear versus go mode and Ice with Icebreaker is not a big deal. It really isn't.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, if I had Bombos and Fire Rod with this Master Sword, it'd be a nice little bonus.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And there's the flippers. You were saying?
Yeah, Fire Rod locks flippers. I mean, if Ice Rod shows up here in Ice Palace, I rest my case. And I accept all punishment. There's our big key. The days now working through. We're still going to be mostly in the key section of this dungeon, but we're getting close to the items. Although vanilla big key and TR, that's pleasant.
Yeah, it's never what you want to see.
Yeah, and it is looking like we're gonna get funneled into Ice or Swamp Palace soon.
I just thought of something awful.
Oh no!
Ice Rod and Mimic Cave.
Yeah,
that's the true worst case scenario.
And I mean, at this point, Aaron is in the position of being 2 rods from go mode.
Mm-hmm.
And the flippers, but like...
And realistically, I see him probably hitting up... Like, you probably clear Skullwoods next, and I'm pretty sure Aaron got both items as well. So he knows there's nothing there. Do you just... Hopefully he remembers to check Magic Bat and doesn't decide to make his first skip, because he really's been very thorough so far.
Yeah, he doesn't have a ton to skip, really.
Go ahead and predict there's going to be a bow on Laser Bridge. I don't think we're getting away from it.
Yeah, it really does feel like we're going to find it soon.
Either that or it's just going to be like sitting there French vanilla in Eastern Palace, and no one's ever going to get it.
Okay, no ice rod, no bow, just flippers. So really
I haven't been
limiting
counting items here in ice. Is there anything on Cold Stare?
I didn't either. Was kind of a little bit more engaged on the
TR side.
TR. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Aaron gotta be. Yeah, Aaron's got to be really careful in this fight. Really getting aggressive with the hammer and just getting, you know, bodied a lot by the puffs. Gonna switch over to Master Sword spins.
Okay.
And
Good
nice
cleanup
clutch
there.
out there. Yep. There was
And
an
just
item.
10 arrows.
Yeah.
I don't think we're avoiding Eastern. I really don't at this point.
Question in chat, is Bat orphaned? No, Bat is not orphaned. Neither of them have hit the Smith chain.
That could be where Aaron goes next, actually.
Yeah, he could go for a full Smith chain. Or up the mountain. And like, if you're rooting for Days, this is the kind of stuff you want to see, because this is time given back. Like, Aaron's gonna have to reclimb for flippers. And what we've seen is the ice rod's not available.
Right.
Like, at this rate, I think ice rod might just be in swamp. So, like, this play is going to really help out Dazed for timing. He's still going to have a bit of a disadvantage, but, like, it is looking like we're hurtling towards Swamp Palace being the answer, and you got to have a mirror.
Yeah, and I do think Aaron is going to get off the mountain before Dazed is done with ice. Because I don't think Aaron can go very far in TR, right? I think it's first chest and he's done.
Well, is Aaron even thinking about it? Because, like, he climbed as if he was... Okay, he's going to open it.
He's gonna open it right up.
Well, and here's a question, like, if you're in Aaron's spot, you know, you've been thorough up to a certain extent in this race, and you know getting that mirror has to be an advantage. Like, you got Dark World access on East Death Mountain and said, I'm still going to go do Hera. Like, you believe your opponent might have skipped it. But how far do you play
There's
that?
also the mindset, though, like, when you're actually racing, you don't think that. You think, there's no way my opponent possibly skipped this.
Of course.
Like, that's for, at least for me, and I know for other people I've talked to, you just assume your opponent's done everything you did, but without the mistakes. That's just how your brain tends to work.
Oh, of course. I don't disagree with you there.
So, like, being able to, like, reason that out, like, I think that's really big. And
yeah, talk yourself down from the doom of it all and be like, no, it's okay. Like, there's a good chance your opponent didn't hit everything.
Right.
Aaron's getting a little farther in TR than we thought.
I could have sworn that first shift was a map. Apparently that was wrong, though. That's good for Dazed. It's unfortunate for
Well,
Aaron.
it does mean Aaron's going to get to Mimic Cave.
Yeah, depending what's in there. That could be that could be bad.
Just a little bit.
Was there a key in Crystal Roller?
Oh no. Maybe. If not, there might have been one in Big Chest. Yeah, this could be Aaron thinking, "Oh yeah, this is like the worst fire rod ever."
And in fact, it could be
Crystal
the worst
was
ice
nothing.
rod ever. Crystal was nothing.
Yeah.
So
And
that
Dazed
wait, if
going
Crystal Roller was nothing, then Aaron's not getting his flippers.
Well, he's not getting his flippers anyway. Flippers were right side on the front.
Oh, they were right side. That's right. That's right. I was thinking later on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, so like, this is what I'm saying is the big time save here. Like,
Yeah.
because like, what can happen here is like Aaron's gonna find, when he finds his fire rod, he might just say, "I've got to rush Pyramid Fairy." Even like he has no reason to go back here. And
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is Dazed okay? Dazed is doing Spike Cave.
I almost questioned doing Spike Cave without doing Hero Basement first. So you don't have to come up here yet again.
Mimic is nothing, so that is a bullet dodged for Dazed Cloud on this one.
Yeah, that's
huge.
It was a very unlikely bullet, but it's also very good for Dazed that it's not one, because that's kind of puts Aaron in that exact situation with those flippers.
And Aaron's going to continue on to Laser Bridge.
Or at least, oh yeah.
Yeah, he got the small key out of the big
we're
chest.
Going all the way.
Yep.
Now, is there any chance of a portal save for Aaron?
He can, but
it doesn't even get if he finds the ice rod, like could go kill Trinex and then go back in for right side and hopefully not do something I would do and forget it.
I just don't think, like, given what we've seen, I don't see a world where Aaron can get ice and fire rod and not use a mirror somewhere.
Yeah, because your next step after this is basically it's either Eastern, which you could still use the mirror, or it's Smith Chain. And if you're doing Smith Chain and you have a mirror and you don't use the mirror, I don't know how you make that call.
Yeah, no. So yeah, I don't see a world where Aaron tries to save a portal here. He's going to have to make a full trip through TR
like the only way I could see trying to do it, you'd have to God Vision going to Magic Bat and then decide to go do Eastern and hope the ice rod's in there. That's the only real way you can save it. That's reasonable.
Yeah. And Aaron, yeah, I can't imagine Aaron's pleased with this one.
No, he's not happy. There's no way.
Yeah, that's, that's about as terrible of a TR key placement as you could ever see, and baited
I wouldn't
him
be
all the
surprised
way
if
down.
he does Eastern first here. Spike Cave, this is reasonable.
Yep.
It's a quick, easy death warp to keep your portal.
If his goal is to do that. And that's the thing that's kind of surprising me. Like, are you really thinking portal at all?
I mean, I think you are to a degree. Like, you got to think, like, I'm going to try and save what I can, but you're not going to go that far out of your way. Like, when it comes time to do something where you have to mirror, you're just going to use the mirror. Oh, never mind. We're just going to use the mirror. Yeah, so well, he wasn't thinking about it at all, so we're not saving that portal.
Yeah. No, that's reasonable. Like, I don't think...
It is. I was just thinking, it seems like he's done a lot of the mirror checks already, and other than Smith and Purple Chest, like, he could do pretty much all of his other checks.
I will say I'm kind of surprised he didn't do these, at least Ether Tablet before TR.
Yeah.
Like, knowing he was 2 from beating TR even, like, I think you have to make that Ether Tablet check.
I mean, honestly, I think it was a case of he was going in hoping something was in the first chest other than a small key. And then you get that small key, you go to Chomps, you get another small key. And at that point, it's like you're in so deep that you kind of have to continue.
Yeah.
I am really surprised we still haven't seen a bow.
Yeah. French vanilla bow. I think you might have been right, Kayston.
It's still possible that both bows are just in GT. There's no reason they can't be. Well, this is good for Aaron doing Smith Chain. We're going to at least get a Fire Rod and a couple new checks.
Yeah. I just don't know when Aaron goes back for TR. Like,
when does Aaron go to TR? When does Dazed go to Hera?
Yeah. You're kind of hoping for both of our runners.
Who can last locate faster at this point?
I was about to say, Daze, what are you doing without a mirror?
That's why I usually pick up the Smith first and then go do hammer pegs. Gives me more time to remember I don't have a mirror.
Well, I like it for Daze. Like, without a mirror, you go do hammer pegs first, hoping there's a mirror. And there's our bow!
Okay, good. Aaron's not going to just throw it away.
But I think Aaron goes to Eastern.
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
think Daze does too, though.
Yeah. Although Dazed heading right back, he's doing purple chest.
He's doing the full chain.
Yeah. I think he wants to, like, I didn't count the exact item situation with Pod, but he could be relatively out of check. Like, that could be just a map or a compass, even though there's the green pendant there, and Eastern's 3 items, and I don't want to go there either. And Aaron getting that fire rod is saying, okay, right into the moth fight. And it makes a lot of sense for him.
It does. The thing is, there's no item here. So this might just be him thinking, I'm going to think about my next play and kill a boss in the process.
Maybe we get a pet check?
Possible. I mean, that does kind of inform when I go back to Eastern, do I need to beat the boss?
The only thing is, even if it is Ped, like, Aaron probably full clears Eastern and Pod.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, Pyramid Fairy incoming for Daze Cloud. So, Dazed, you know, up in crystals at the moment, even without this mirror, like, his route has been very strong up to this point. Just, you know, the question of that mirror is hugely outlying, and not really sure when he's going to get back to Hera.
Mirror and flippers.
Oh, he's got the flipper side.
No, flippers on the other side, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Mirror on one side, flippers on the other, and neither of them have much incentive to go get what they need.
Yeah. I think if you're... For Aaron, it's Ice Rod is what brings him back.
Yeah.
Dazed, I don't know what sends him there. Even Ice Rod just sends him to TR.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's like, oh, I should do basement
This
first.
might be part of what Dazed is thinking. It's like, if I'm gonna go clear, there's the Ice Rod.
So if Aaron goes after the Pyramid Fairy, he will be in go mode at this point. Well, be able to get to go mode pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But he needs to see
And the good thing for Aaron is he cannot get baited into a full swamp clear.
Yeah, but he could still get baited into Eastern and Pod, and honestly, Daze could too.
It's like this is going to be a purple chest, and imagine, do you do Eastern or do you do Pyramid Fairy first? Like, you got that bow. Are you thinking to follow it, or are you thinking to stick with Overworld?
Especially because
If you're
Aaron's
in
done
Aaron's
like all the
shoes.
overworld checks.
Yeah, like I think this is all that's left is this, Pyramid, Eastern, and Pod for a Green Pendant Tournament. That's it.
Realistically, Aaron's going to do Bombos here.
Yep.
Does he run back for Pyramid? Like, this is about as close as he's going to get. If he flutes away, I don't see him hitting Pyramid Fairy for a little bit.
Yeah, if he flutes away, I just saw him while he was swapping to book, but...
Yeah, I got a little scared too.
I was like, swapping where
Okay,
it looks like it's going back. This is
Yeah.
good for Aaron. This is very
Yep.
good. Now the question is just going to be, Dazed, what's the plan? Are you going to get back to Hera Basement or not? If he does it
goes
right
to
after
Hera-
this could still be a close race.
But if he goes to Eastern Palace, I think this kind of solidly is Aaron's.
Yeah, then it puts Aaron even more firmly in the driver's seat.
Yeah, and this race could have gone either way. Like, Dazed had the out earlier when he went to Hera.
Yeah.
And really could have taken the race, but at this point, you know, he's looking for a mirror and can beat every other dungeon. And the one he has to go to is the one he already got one item from. Like, what sends you to Hera besides being a last location?
Considering the late, like, you had your first chance to do Hera, chose not to do it, perfectly reasonable. You do the late dip, you choose to skip Hera Basement. At that point, you're basically committed that you're not going back there until it's the very last check in the game.
Yeah, and this is not going to be go mode for Aaron. Wait, did Aaron not check the pyramid ledge?
I don't think he's been over here at all, yeah.
I thought he did that with Quakefish, but I guess not. And there it is. There's the ice rod for Aaron.
Maybe he just forgot to track it and wanted to make sure. And it's like, I think I checked this, but I'm just going to double check with hook speed real quick because it doesn't really cost anything.
And he's going back up the mountain, so Aaron will be in go mode momentarily.
He's not going to be happy, but
Nope.
he is going to be in the lead.
Well, and you know,
again, this is all pending what does Dazed do here. But the thing is, like, it's not like Dazed can mirror and run over to Hera. He's gonna have to save and quit. Choose to make a very conscious choice to go directly to Hera Basement at this point. And I don't see that happening when you have Eastern. You just got a bow as your latest thing that's closest you're going to get to progression right now.
I mean, here's the crazy thing. Am I wrong in saying that Aaron coming in here without Fire Rod was almost the right choice? Like, and I know it's a mistake in probably every sense of the word, but like, did that save him from a full clear of swamp?
Maybe? Because, yeah, it might have, because then I think you do full clear swamp into Pyramid Fairy, right?
Right.
But, like, is a full clear of swamp slower than double dipping TR? I don't think it is.
Hard to say. I mean, Aaron was able to get everything else done in here. To answer the question in chat, yes, Dazed had fire his first trip into Hera, but second item was independent Hera basement, and really, he just had better choices at that moment. To be honest, had recently gotten the mitts.
For Aaron, officially.
Yep. Dazed had gotten mitts out of pod, went back up the mountain, did Ether Tablet, and beat Hera, but with the small key decided not to go for the basement. Instead, Aaron doing a very early Hera basement right after getting Dark World access. I'm going to be very curious to hear his thoughts on that play.
Yeah.
But Dazed into Eastern Palace, and this is just time that Aaron's going to be able to start building now.
Yep. Like, the thing is with the double, going back to that double dip of TR questions, like, yeah, he's done all the things here, but he still has to do 90% of them again. It's like double dipping TR is basically you're clearing TR twice, even though you're not opening the chests. Other than a couple rooms here and there.
And here's the thing, like, even after this, you know, Dazed could, if Dazed went up to Hera immediately after this, maybe there's still some, like, time to make up. But I don't even know if that's the play after this for Dazed. Like, it could just be, hello, pod, you know, green pendant pod.
I'm sure Dazed is aware that the Fire Rod is powder locked.
Yeah.
But I don't know that that information even helps. What does that tell you?
At this point, nothing.
We
like,
know what it means because we know where powder is.
Yeah.
But from Dazed's perspective, like, I don't know that it gives him anything he can, like, make any choices off of. At this point, if you're Dazed, you're probably going to flute to 5 and do pod for a green pendant turn in before you go to Hera basement, right?
I mean, you still got to beat green pendant is the thing.
Well, so I mean, you flute to 5.
Oh, yeah.
Kill Helmosaur, save and quit, turn that in. Like, what other thing that could be going through Dazed's mind right now is if it's Hera basement, I've already lost. And just playing hard against that.
Well, and it was a reasonable call, you know, that's the hardest thing. Vortex, no, unfortunately, Pendant Pod did have the Titan's mitts. So Aaron is in go mode, just down to Swamp Palace for his 7th crystal. Meanwhile, Daze does get that Eastern clear with the Armos kill for the Ether Medallion. Also got a bug net out of Eastern Palace.
Can I find a tempered sword here?
I mean, Swamp always has a sword, right?
I thought it always had mitts.
I've heard it always has something.
Unless you need it and you're there, then it has nothing.
So Aaron is going to skip all these checks. I imagine we'll get to see the diver down room checks as well as the waterfall for a sword, but did skip the bombable wall there. And there's a sword. So we get the sword, and Aaron's saying, I don't need to check anything else.
I mean, not much else he could want. Silvers would be nice, but it's not the time save that tempered is.
Yeah.
At this point, silvers are probably in GT anyway.
And yeah, that was just a compass on Helma.
Just a compass, turn this in, and I think for Dazed, that
2 swords and
is
swap,
going
of
to
course.
be a full-on last location, right?
Yeah. I mean,
think the
unless
only
he goes to
things Dazed
pull the
hasn't
pet.
done is... I think Dazed might have read it earlier.
He didn't get a chance to. Aaron read it.
I know Aaron did. I thought Dazed did before, though.
And yes, I do see some numbers in chat. It is technically time for Aaron to head up to GT. There are 22 locations in Ganon's Tower basement. One of them has the big key. I don't know which one it is. It's somewhere in there. Put a number. Case, do you like to guess numbers?
Not a huge number guessing. Usually because I'm wrong.
So just give me a location.
Compass room.
Okay. I'll go Rando room. And yep, Dazed is heading for the pedestal.
Yeah, I think Dave's mindset is if it's Herapod, I'm already, or Hera basement, I'm already in trouble, so.
And yeah, in this situation, he's not wrong.
Nope.
It's unfortunate, you know, he made a very reasonable call. It just was never the right one. And yep, Daze knows where he has to go at this point. I'll have to say, Aaron going left chest first, so doesn't care if he gets a small key there or not.
Well, at least it's going to be, I'm going to assume, going full left.
Is that all 4TR smalls or GT smalls?
Yeah. That
Wow.
would be all 4 of them.
Jeez, that was quick.
Yeah, it was.
I have to say Aaron boomerangs, but no, we don't. He doesn't have a single
Aaron doesn't
boomerang.
have one.
And at 1:32:05, Daze Cloud has entered go mode.
And there it is in Rando room. Did not catch what number that was.
Was it
1,
bottom
2,
left?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, bottom left. Is that 9 then?
Yeah, I think so.
No, it would be 10. It would be 10, I believe.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, bottom left would be the first one you open, though, right?
Yeah, it was the first one.
I'm losing track of numbers in my head. 7 is through DM. 8 is double firebar.
Fire
9.
snake.
Yeah, firebar is 8. Snake is 9. So rando is 10 through 13. If you started with bottom left, then that would be 10, right?
Yep, that would be 10.
Oh wait, yeah. In terms of passing game, hey, random value. You won with the 10. Congrats.
Random value found a random key.
Good climb so far from Aaron into the Wiz Robes. And Aaron is at least checking these chests up top, maybe hoping for silver arrows.
So enough of the game cleared. Guess it kind of makes sense. Also, I think with butter you probably would just go, but
And on the Day's side, does just take down Argus, gets his butter sword, and he's going to be climbing up to Ganon's tower as well.
I'm not familiar with what route Days takes. Hopefully not going to be a DM route. So I think Rando Room is kind of worst case scenario for that. Well, it depends,
Yeah.
I guess, if it's full DM or just a compass room. Nice 2-2-2 there from Aaron.
Here we go with the Ganon fight. With Butter Sword, this is a pretty easy one-on-one for Aaron. And here we go. Where were our silvers? They were in GT!
Big surprise. Is there even anywhere outside of GT we haven't seen?
A lot of swamp.
Oh, that's fair.
But I think you're right in that that's it. And it does look like Daze is going with a DM route here as the pig starts exploding for Aaron. So get your GGs in chat for Mr. Aaron Snurd just having to cross this bridge. And there we go. Mr. Aaron Snurd finishing in first place overall with a 139.10 tonight. GGs to Aaron. We will see if we can get him in for an interview.
Looks like he's getting set up here.
And we are now joined by Mr. Aaron Snurd. GG.
Yeah, GG's. That did not feel good at the end of the game. I thought I was dead.
Well, we were kind of joking that you not having a fire rod first trip into TR kind of helped you.
I guess in some sense, but at the same time,
Like-
I was like, yee. Like,
It kept
Yeah,
you out
we
of the
were-
full clear of swamp.
We're
this
trying
is-
to
oh,
figure
yeah,
out if
that's
that
true.
helped or not.
That's true. Yeah.
It's really hard to say, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah. Go ahead.
So I think you know what the obvious question here is. Can you just walk us through the decision to full clear Hera?
The Hera? Yeah, I was up the mountain already, and I said, you know what, I will just not leave Hera basement first time around. I could have left it and thought, hey, if I get mitts, yeah, I'll do it later with mitts. But at the same time, I was kind of like, I'm there. This is my chance to do it, and it's gonna be the quickest time to do it, I guess, because I set up the death warp, and I was like, you know what, let's just do this and pay it out. When I saw Mirror, I was like, that's the way I'm gonna win. The only way I'm gonna win is that Mirror. Like,
well, that was the thing. You know, you get Dark World access on East Death Mountain. You know, there's so much open. You've opened up the game. You know that, like, Thieves is probably a crystal. And you know the question. You know, do you go to do anything else? And you just decided, you know, no, I'm gonna go do Hera, and I'm gonna go do the basement as well. So yeah, that was the thing I knew once like I said, once I saw the Mirror, it was like, that's probably the way I'm gonna, you know, find a way to win through this whole thing. So I just kind of tried to follow it as much as I could, except for the powder, which after Graveyard Ledge, I was like, maybe I should have done that first. But hey, you know, thankfully it didn't cost me.
Yeah, this whole seed for quite a while was just kind of a constant back and forth of, does Dazed get back to Hera basement before you get to powder? Because Dazed pulled that fire rod with a fake powder somewhat earlier on, so
yeah. And my route wasn't really gonna allow for a fake powder until I saw powder, and I was like, oh cool, I don't have to worry about fake powdering because I have them. Like, I have both, so I got lucky with that, because, you know, if it came down to a fake powder, it would have been in some deep trouble. So, you know, thankfully I had it, but it definitely could have come down a lot.
Right.
Yeah. And then trust me, once I saw flippers too in TR, I was like, I'm in some serious trouble. The only way this is gonna work is if Days last against the Mirror, and sure enough, that seems to be what's happened. So yeah, I did get lucky with that.
Yeah, I mean, Days was up in the crystal department a little bit at that point, and then just, you know, you get that bow off the smith, and that kind of sends him off to Eastern and Pod after getting Ice Rod and TR done.
Yeah, that's the other thing too, right? So I guess that route kind of pulls all the way away to ugly spots. Like, yeah, I was hard avoiding Eastern. I said I'm losing if it's in Eastern. It's just I can't go there. I just lose. So I'm just gonna follow. Once I had flippers go, I was like, okay, it's actually not that bad. If it's not in TR, I'm done my 6 crystal. I'll get it out of Eastern and then just go to Swamp. It's not that big of a deal. But I wouldn't have felt good if it was in Eastern. I think it would have been worse. But I still didn't feel good when I saw them in Firelock side with TR. I'm like, great. Well, you can get the Ice Rod fairly easy. And that Fire Rod was right there, so I'm in trouble. But again, thankfully the good thing was that, for me, was that Dace didn't have the Mirror and got sort of chased around by that bow, unfortunately, so, you know, in my end. And I felt pretty good execution-wise, like, I felt like I was playing pretty decent, so as long as I was playing, quote-unquote, well, that I would have a good chance to at least make it close. My heart was pounding going up the GT climb.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, no, it was seemed like watching it looked like it was a close race pretty much the whole way. Like, and I know Jesse said Dazed had a bit of a dungeon lead on you, but really every dungeon he was doing was just going further away from the Mirror, so it's kind of a good thing that he was getting that lead, because it was just playing into your favor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the big thing we said was, like, he needed something major locked behind the Mirror progression wise, like needed the mitts behind it pretty much. Yeah, and it just never happened.
That would have helped. Yeah, that would have
Yeah,
helped.
we
I
were
should have done mids. Yeah.
little on edge with every mirror check. It's like, what is this gonna be? Is this the bailout that's gonna make this tighter race or not?
Oh, Kazan and I both noticed something, and I want to ask, at least, what was that mimic clip?
What? I like going down to the bottom and they like them going down. You know what it is when I mimic clip, I like using my index finger instead of my thumb. It's just more comfortable. So I will slap it the other way as opposed to going up. So
just never seen that before, and we were having that discussion. It's like, hey, is this main tournament week 1 all over again with a bolus seed? Because sure looks like it could be.
I was thinking it could have been, and that's the other reason why I didn't want to go to Eastern or even Pod after I'd gone through all of it. I was like, I never want to see a bow. I don't care about it. I don't want to see it. I want nothing locked behind a bow. That's my best option here for anything. As soon as I saw a bow, though, I was like, ooh.
Sorry to interrupt real quick, but it appears Dazed has decided, I guess after killing Aga 2, saw Aaron had finished and decided to throw in the forfeit. Understandable at that point. You know, you've done pretty much everything else, so get your GGs in chat for Dazed as well. Rough on that seed. You know, understandable to call it at that point. That I think that mirror is, oof, you know, that's going to be a tough one. So
yeah, that's an understandable. I get it. I get the frustration. Trust me, I really do.
Yeah, it never feels good to pull your last item there.
And we are now joined by Days Cloud. GG.
Hey, GG's.
GG's.
Hey, GG's, Aaron. There, I'm salty as hell.
Oh, I can imagine.
Understandable, yeah.
I'm trying to be I'm trying to be happy for you right now, but
I understand.
Honestly, pretty angry right now.
You're all good. It's okay.
Yeah, it's just, oh man, like I skipped one thing, and I had a good reason to at the time. You know, I had all of Dark Death Mountain open to me. I'm not gonna go check Hera Basement. Screw that. Who's gonna check Hera Basement?
Yeah, we were saying, like, when you guys were both on the mountain, like, is there any reason to check Hera? And like, given that you don't have mirror to get there, getting back is pretty awful. So I can totally see why Aaron went in. But at the same time, you have full Dark World access. Why are you going to go into a pendant dungeon? You know, I get that as well. That makes all the sense in the world. And then Aaron went in and we're like, there has to be something in here, or Dazed is just speeding ahead. And then when when Aaron went back in for the basement, like, this better be something, and turned out to be mirror. Like, oh no, that's not good.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing there. I mean, to be fair, Ice Sequence broke the living daylights out of the fire rod there for most of the seed. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm like, oh man, if that powder doesn't show up, you know, sometime soon here, I'm in great shape. And yeah, so of course, right, you know, just kind of going through and powder just keeps never showing up, and I'm going, I think I'm in really good shape here. But then I would say probably, I'm not sure exactly when it happens, but like I all of a sudden realize, hey, you know, the mirror's not showing up either, right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking over, like, I'm like, okay, it's just gonna be an Eastern Palace. No, it's not an Eastern Palace. Wait, what? Oh, so then I'm looking and I'm going, I got Green Pendant, I got Ped, and I got Hera Basement. And I think at that point it wouldn't have mattered, just because I think I was already drawing dead at that point and I just didn't know it. Because any lead that fire rod gave me, I blew on my turtle rock dip there without ice rod and a couple other things.
Well, Dazed, I went through all of TR without a fire rod, so it allowed me to get to
you can do
laser
that,
bridge.
can't you, in this
Yeah,
scene?
you
Yeah,
can.
Right.
You
Yeah,
can
it let me
go
get to
all the
laser
way
bridge.
and pop out at the end of Laser Bridge.
I was very salty at that it didn't pop out anything.
I mean,
Yeah,
anytime I was getting to 130 there, and I'm checking the I'm getting to 130, and I'm just like, I wasn't gonna check the race room for a while because I'm feeling pretty good, right? Mostly feeling pretty good, but then around the time that I started to realize that something has gone terribly wrong was when I started checking the race room, and it was just like, not yet, not yet, not yet. I got into GT, still hadn't finished yet, but by that point it was over.
Yeah, trust me, my GT climb I did not feel good. I was like, I've blown any mirror lead that I've had, not going to powder, not doing this. Basically going through all of TR with no fire rod, having to go back and finish it with fire and ice rod. I completely forget where ice rod was. I'm like, I have no idea. I lost track after I saw fire rod. I'm like, great, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, stupid seed, man. Stupid seed that yeah, I don't know. I anytime that one thing gets you, you're never gonna feel happy at the end.
No,
Nah,
I totally get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, GG's, bud. I mean, definitely.
Yeah,
I mean,
GG's.
you guys deserve the win for sure there. So.
Yeah, GG's. Yeah, just one of those seeds, right?
Oh yeah, no, I'm going to. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go do something to make me feel better. Yeah, blame beer. Freaking beer, man.
I was gonna say beer's been
He's the one who
rolling
rolled
some real stinkers today. I had one of those too.
Yeah,
All
he
right.
rolled it.
Beer, I swear to God, I'm kicking you out of my next race room if you try to set something up. All right.
I was gonna say, isn't casual boots supposed to be like a good fast mode? What happened?
All of the seeds have been garbage.
Yeah, they've been
Like
rough.
everything has been garbage, man. I don't know.
It's been rough. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go play Retrance. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's
Yeah.
play a fun mode.
Hey,
What could possibly go wrong there?
hey, this is great. It's the end of your team's week 3, so you both get to look forward to co-op Retrance for the next 2 weeks
There you
or
go.
something along those lines. I know. Everybody looking forward to that one?
I get to chill out for a couple weeks, so I get to chill.
Aaron Dodge, okay.
Whee!
Oh, I'm totally in for it. Yeah. I mean, I like casual boots, but I also kind of feel like casual boots is very easily something like this can happen.
Yep.
Where you make one mistake, and because the mode is just so fast, you don't catch the jet seed. It becomes uncompetitive very quickly in my mind, right? There's not a whole lot of ways to come back from it.
And honestly, that was one of the things that Kaizen and I talked about during Escape, was just how easy it is for this mode to kind of be not even close, even with comparable execution on both sides. Like, it's just not gonna.
That just comes down.
It's one
so
skip and
often
it's
to who
over.
hits the route.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
the luck's off,
One
against
person
your-
hits a route.
Yeah, you're right.
Go ahead.
Yep,
No, you're right. You're right. One person hits the route. That's it. I mean,
Yeah, or if neither of you do, then you got to race. But you know.
Yeah.
anyway, thanks, guys. GG's again to Aaron. I'm
Yeah,
gonna take
GG
off
stays.
and throw something. I don't know. Punch your
Understandable.
pillow. All right,
There
take
you
care,
go.
guys.
Have a good one, Days.
Yep. Thank you to Dazed and Aaron. Make sure to give both of our runners a follow for putting on a great show tonight. Big shout outs as well to Hugo, our tracker. I was checking up in the SG Discord on this one, and Hugo had a lot of time, fun with the trackers tonight, using multiple tabs to try and keep it working. Really can't say enough there. The trackers have definitely been a little volatile recently, and really appreciative for all the help. Kaizen, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it has. Glad you pinged me and let me know this was happening because I certainly hadn't seen it. So I was happy to be able to jump in and join you for this.
Yeah. In terms of league stuff for the rest of today, let me just pull up the schedule. This is the last race for today in the Invitational League. In Open League, we also have nothing on Restream. There is a race happening still tonight, or a couple races tonight, at 11:10 p.m. Eastern, past the Picana and Zelda and Chill are playing each other, but no Restream there. And apparently, just after midnight Eastern, there is a race between a Kabuki Hundo Activist Department and the Strugglers, Norse Comedy versus Dark Diplomat. But those both not getting restreamed. In terms of tomorrow, there looks to be 2 races on the schedule, not assigned yet for restream, but do expect to get those happening. If you are interested as well, sign up to Com. We're always looking for help there, and as we've pretty much said throughout the season so far, if there's comms, it usually gets a restream, especially for the Invitational League. So do expect to see a race between the Turtle Rockers and the Bomb Squad, between Namefaker and F. Coughlin, and Divine Beastie Boys versus Oops All Foxes, Fear Agent versus Chloe Prower sometime tomorrow. So do keep your eyes out for those 2 races. But with that, I've been Radical Sniper 99 saying have a great night.